Now let's start clauses. Group of words that contains their own subjects and verbs but not the complete sentences are called clauses. A clause contains only one subject and one verb. So here you may be confused between phrases and clauses because both are group of words. So here I have written difference between both. Phrase, you have already studied about it. A group of words in a sentence does not contain a subject and verb combination. Phrase does not contain subject and verb combination. But clause, a group of words in a sentence that has subject and verb combination. So this is the main difference between phrase and clause. Phrase does not contain a subject and verb combination, but in clause that has in clause that has subject and verb combination. So this is a clause. I have written an example. I ran fast but I missed the bus. Here I ran fast is a clause. Why? Because there is subject verb combination. And but I missed the bus. But I missed the bus. So this is also a clause because there is also subject and verb combination. Okay? So in the same sentence there are two clauses. Kinds of clauses. Principal clause. It is also known as independent clause or main clause. This clause is a group of words that contains a subject and verb and express a complete thought. A principal clause or main clause of independent clause can stand by itself as a separate sentence. So here are some examples to clear. Before you go to play, you should complete your work. Here, before you go to play. If we take this group of words, before you go to play. So what will happen before you go to play? It is not clear. But here, you should complete your work. Here, subject with verb make can stand alone by itself. This part of group of word in this sentence can stand alone. You should complete your work. So this group of word is a clause, main clause, independent clause or principal clause. All are the same. Okay. Second, I hear the loud noise. Here I hear the loud noise is also a main clause. He kept the book on the table. Here he kept the book, subject verb combination, and this group of words can stand alone by itself. So this is the main clause. He went to bed after he had his dinner. If we take this part of sentence, after he had his dinner, after he had his dinner, what? It is not clear. But this group of word can stand alone. He went to bed. So this group of word is a clause, main clause, which can stand alone. So you have informed that principal clause, main clause or independent clause all are same, and this clause can stand alone by itself. Okay. Now some other examples. I played on the beach. This is also a main clause. I played on the beach. We are watching the TV. This is also a clause, main clause, because this group of words can stand alone to give information. The students dug up the soil. This is also a main clause because this group of words can stand by itself. Now second, coordinate clause. The clause which is connected to one or more than one clause of equally importance and makes complete sense by itself is called independent or coordinate clause. Because the coordinate clause in a sentence have an equal importance. The conjunction joining the clause is known as coordinating conjunction, generally used as and, but, yet, either, or, for, so it is, etc. So here are some examples. The water is cool but tea is hot. But tea is hot. So this group of word is a coordinate clause. This group of word is coordinating with this group of words. So this is a coordinate clause which is having this equal which is having equal importance. Water is cool, tea is hot. Both are equal, both are having equal importance. But here this clause is starting with conjunctions like this. So this is a coordinate clause which is coordinating with this main clause. This is the main clause or principal clause, and this is a coordinate clause. Both are having equal importance. She didn't speak to anyone and nobody spoke to her. Here and is having with subject. This is the subject. Nobody spoke is the main verb or verb. So this group of word is a coordinate clause which is coordinating with this group of word. This is the main clause and this is the coordinating clause. I was feeling hungry, so I made myself lunch. I was feeling hungry. This group of words can stand alone. I was feeling hungry. So this is the main clause. Main clause. So I made myself lunch. Conjunction is having here. So I made subject with verb. So this group of word is a coordinate clause. This group of word is coordinating with this, but this is a coordinate clause using conjunction, and both are having equal importance. But here, so I made myself lunch. This is the coordinate clause. She doesn't like apples. This is the main clause or principal clause. But she likes grapes. This is the coordinate clause. Okay. Now, subordinate clause or dependent clause. A subordinate clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb that cannot stand alone. Here, principal clause and coordinate clause both can stand alone, but here it cannot stand alone. Subordinate clause depends on a principal clause to complete its meaning. Okay, so here are some example. I opened the door when the bell rang. When the bell rang, it is this group of words cannot stand alone. When the bell rang, what happened when the bell rang? It is not clear. So this group of word is a subordinate clause which need a main clause, which depends on principal clause or main clause. Second, Timothy called the police when he heard the noise. Here, Timothy called the police is the main principal clause, main clause or independent clause. But here, when he heard the noise, it can not stand by itself. So this is a subordinate clause which depends on main clause. Third example, if you work hard, you will get success. If you work hard. So this group of word is also a subordinate clause which depends on this main clause. You will get success. Okay. So there are three types of subordinate clause: noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause. First, noun clause. A noun clause is a dependent clause that acts as a noun. A noun clause tells you what someone says, thinks, or asks. It usually answers the question what. You have studied that noun phrase has no subject and predicate of its own, has no verb, has no meaning on its own, but noun clause has a subject and predicate of its own, has a verb, can stand on its own. So here are some examples of noun clause. Grandma can't remember where she left her spectacles. Here, what Here the answer. This group of word is answering the question what. What can grandma not remember? What, where she left her spectacles. So this group of word is a noun clause. Okay. I always thought that I could swim well. That I could swim well is a noun clause. I always thought that ki I could swim well. So this is a noun clause because that is uh, considered as a noun in this sentence. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. Here, what the future holds is a noun phrase. I know. Who holds the future is also a noun clause. What do you know? I know who holds the future. What don't you know? What the future holds. So these clauses are the answer of what. So these are noun clause. Whoever is the last one to leave turns off the light. Whoever, who is also a noun, considered as a noun, means a person. Whoever is the last one to leave turns off the light. So this group of word is also a noun phrase. Noun phrase means having noun with subject and predicate. There is a subject wherever whoever is the last one to leave. Here I know that patience has its limit. मैं जानता हूँ कि patience की क्या. This is a noun with noun has patience has its limit. So here this group of word is a noun clause. Adjective clause. An adjective clause is a multi-word adjective that includes subject and verb. Adjectival clause gives additional information about something. You have all known that adjective works like this. It is also called relative clause. About people begin with the relative pronouns who, whom, and whose. About things or animals begins with the relative pronouns which, that, and whose, or relative adverbs when, where, why, etc. I have an atlas which was printed in 1965. So this is an adjectival clause, adjective clause, which is telling about atlas. There are number of birds that don't fly. Here, that don't fly is talking about the bird, and bird is a noun, and this group of word is an adjective clause. That don't fly. My mother, who is a doctor, is very kind-hearted person. My mother, who is a doctor. Here, mother describe who relate with the mother. So this group of word is an adjectival clause or adjective clause. I know a person talks when you wish him to listen. Here, when you listen him to listen, when you wish him to listen. This group of word is an adjectival clause. Adverb clause. An adverb clause is a part of a sentence which works as an adverb. An adverb clause is a dependent clause or it needs the rest of sentence. Kinds of adverb clause. Dependent clause that tell us when an action happened are called adverb clause of time. Then after, whenever, as long as, these are the words which are used with adverb clause. We always, here's an example, we always wash our hands before having something to eat. What do you do? Here is the answer of what means when is the answer of when, before having something each. So this is the answer of when, and this is the adverb clause. Which clause? Adverb of time. Adverb clause of time. Second, adverb clause of place tells us where the action took place. Conjunction are used where, wherever. We will stop wherever we use a green picnic spot. Wherever means adverb clause of place. Wherever we see a green picnic spot. Adverb clause of purpose or reason tells why the action took place. Conjunction are used as include as, because, in order to, since. So here are two examples. We stayed in our classroom since it was raining outside. So here this is showing the reason of the now verb. So this is a adverb clause of reason, because this group of words is telling the reason of this group of words. Second, in order to finish her work quickly, she asked her brother to help her. This is the purpose. This group of word is showing the purpose. So this group of word is adverb clause of purpose or reason. Adverb clause of comparison of degree and adverb clauses of comparison of degree clause of comparison of degree are introduced by the conjunctions than or by. The relative adverbs as adverb clause of comparison of manners are introduced by relative adverb as she knows more about gardening than me. Than me is adverb clause of comparison. Than me. Than them. This is showing the degree of gardening. The lights were switched off at 9 p.m. sharp as planned. As planned is the manner, showing the manner of the verb. So this group of word is an adverb clause of manner. Okay, thank you.